Hey, everybody, welcome and thank you for joining us here on the TMG Guide to Home Ownership Part 4.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, welcome back, James.
Thanks, man. Good to be here.
My man, Mr. Mitchell Mullis over here.
Hey, how's
and
it
I'm TJ Norris. As you can tell, guys, we're at a new venue today, the Eatery in downtown Lexington. Be sure to check it out. Thank you, Matt Jacobs, for allowing us to film in here this morning.
Yeah, awesome. Great little restaurant here in Lexington, downtown Lexington. If you haven't been here, definitely check it out.
It's our old ball coach.
It's our old ball coach, yeah. Sure is. We were talking about that this morning.
Yeah, he's the man.
But to the restaurant, I mean, this place is great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing. I mean, me and James and TJ, we drive up here during the week from Arch Sale, drive all the way up to eat lunch.
Heck
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, Chipotle, it's good, but this is better than Chipotle.
This is
next level.
Yeah, this is next level. It's better, and hey,
Yes.
it's half the cost.
He was never my coach, and I will tell you that it is delicious. I have no prior affinity for this place other than it literally is delicious.
I'm in the same boat with you. I have showings in Lexington. Guess where I'm eating lunch?
It, like my preacher said, if you put a bowl of it on top of your head, your tongue will slap your brains out trying to get to it. Yeah.
Nice.
Yes,
James,
sir.
it's good to see you a little more lively this week, buddy.
Thanks, man. I
James.
know. Last week I was a little stiff.
Back live in the flesh. James, how was vacation, buddy?
Man, it was great. It was great. We got to see a lot of sights, Grand Canyon, and some places in Utah we'd never seen before. A lot different on the West Coast than it is here, but it's good to be home.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
You went out to Utah, West. How did you make it without the Western shirt?
It's not a Western shirt.
That's not his only one.
How did he survive?
There you go.
Oh, man.
He picked up a few more that are real genuine out that way.
Pearl button snaps.
I didn't take any of those.
Turquoise.
I didn't take any.
Well, hey, excited about the topic today. But first, I've got a pretty good joke today.
Oh, boy.
Oh, he's already had one.
Yeah, the corny joke corner. But first off, I want to tell Johnson Co. Congratulations on his great engagement.
Yes, man.
Getting married.
There you go.
I was thinking about it. I was like, man, not sure why any of our wives like us or wanted us or wanted to marry us. Hey, got that going for us.
I'm not sure why either, if you're asking me.
Yeah, but just to celebrate that a little bit, I got a little wedding joke.
Oh, yeah, let's hear it, Mitch. Thank you, by the way. Thank you. I do appreciate it.
Yep. How do melons get married?
They cantaloupe?
You son of a
Cantaloupe?
gun.
Cantaloupe? Something elope.
Yeah, they cantaloupe. Cantaloupe. 2 weeks in a row. You know what? I'm going to cut your mic off next week.
Nice.
I'm doing good, gentlemen.
Yeah.
It's this new little spunk I got in my step from getting engaged, I guess.
Yeah. Hey, that lasts till you get married. Then it just...
I didn't figure it would last another 3 weeks, but okay.
No. But, hey, recapping last week, James, we want to bring you in on our last week's topic, which was where to search for homes. And we also said, you got to get off Zillow because Zillow's not updated like it should be. We talked about Keller Williams and the technology that gives us the edge to help you find that perfect home before it's gone or under contract.
Yes, sir.
What thoughts did you have about that, James?
Man, I'd say once you find the right agent, they're going to do the work for you. They're going to send you their app. Of course, I'm going to send people my Keller Williams app, and then I'm going to do the work for you every day. I'm going to get on there. I know what you're looking for. I'm going to be sending stuff to your email, doing most of the legwork for you. But if you want to do it at home, I'm going to send you my app.
Yeah.
Definitely going to recommend not getting on Zillow or Realtor.com because I have people call me every day. Hey, James, what about this house? Guess what? Thing's already closed, and they put it back on there. You don't want to do that.
Yep.
I had one yesterday down at the lake. They were like, man, we put an offer in on this house like 2 months ago. It says pending on Zillow. And then I looked at our app, and it closed like a month ago.
Yeah.
So
Zillow's the big deceiver.
No
Hey,
doubt.
but we keep talking about this same subject. Remember what step one was in the guide to home ownership?
yes.
Yeah, it was pick the right agent.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, right. And it all comes back to picking the right agent because the right agent is going to be able to set you up, take care of everything for you, really do a white glove service for you.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, guys, if you hear the noise in the back, that's that great eatery food. Man, don't worry about it. Just we can smell it. I hope you can smell it too. Get out here and eat it.
Our stomachs are growling.
Yeah.
It's first thing in the
Heck yes.
morning, and I'm
Yeah.
ready for lunch.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So we recapped there. So what are we hitting on this week, James?
This week, showing and setting appointments.
There you go.
Once you do find that perfect house.
Okay. All right. So, Mitch, you want to lead out on this?
Sure. Showing and setting appointments. So let's say we've got our perfect agent picked out. Now, keep in mind, we're looking for that pre-approval. We got that pre-approval or pre-qualification letter. Not only that, don't forget, guys, Keller Mortgage, no closing cost, low interest rates. We've all used it at the table. You got to have a Keller Williams agent for that. So whatever you do. Number 3, we're searching for homes on everywhere but Zillow and Realtor.com.
Right.
And number 4, we're ready to go see a home. So what do? Well, number 1, you call your agent. But here's the difference, I think, that really sets us apart from everybody else. I feel like calling your agent as an agent is a reaction.
Yep.
We like to be proactive in our approach. So we feel like we should be calling you, asking you to see if you want to see this property, because if we've did our homework and we've made the right information gathering and everything that we've done, we should know what you're looking for, and it pops up. We call you and see if you want to see it. If not, you see a house, you don't have an agent yet, call us. Just because you didn't do steps 1 through 3 the correct way, hey, we can always go to step forward and go back to step 1. It's totally interchangeable.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think that's what sets a good agent apart is, like yesterday I got back in town. There was a house that fit my lady's needs perfectly. She needs a horse barn. She needs acreage. I called her and said, hey, can you go see this? She said, yes. Got to be there at 6 o'clock today. That's the only time I can go after work. But she had no idea it was even on the market.
Yeah.
So doing the legwork there really, really pays off.
And that's the benefit that you guys have said time and time again, that you're going to have access to properties that people do not yet know about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not only that, when you get in this thing and you really want to go see a house, you got to make sure you have a buyer's agent. Why? A lot of people, we talked about this before, they call a listing agent. And it's free to use a buyer agent. We've went over that. Buyer agent protects you, promotes your interests instead of dealing with sellers who have contracts with or listing agents who have contracts with sellers. So take a buyer agent with you. It doesn't cost you a dime in most cases. Now, I've heard some stories about agents who really, really think they're gold and they will charge the buyer, but we don't do that.
Wow.
So
we dealt with that the other day, I believe.
yeah. So
And another thing, so let's say that you have a client that you've set up and something comes up and you can't be there. Okay, one good thing about our team is the fact that we can lean on each other.
Yep.
Did it this weekend. Let me tell you a quick story. So I've been working with this lady for 5 months, showing her probably 40 houses. A lot of those are ones that I've sent over, and she says, hey, let's go look at it at noon, whatever. Okay, I was out of town this weekend. Okay, she calls in, of course. Mr. Mitch Mullis over here steps in for me and goes and shows her. What happens, Mitch?
she's under contract.
She's under contract.
Mitchell for the win.
40 times, and he went once, TJ? Come on now.
And she told me, she said, you would love this house. And I was like, I know, I bet I would. I'd love to be there to see that, because she's super excited. So
That's awesome.
That was going to be my next point. And I love individual agents. Don't get me wrong. Individual agents, I tip my hat off to you. You do a lot of work yourself.
Oh, yeah.
But because an individual agent who's not on a team per se like us at the Mullis Group, they have a lot of paperwork to get through. They have lots of tedious activities, and they're busy. And if they're working with 4 or 5 clients, they may not be able to give you the best service you can. So if you need to go see a house at 5 o'clock, we had a showing this weekend. I had to go take because a lot of our agents were on vacation with spring break last week. So I took a showing, and the couple told me, they said, we've been working with a girl, but she never can show us. She's always got an excuse on what she's doing. My thing was her, so, hey, that's why you get a great team. Because if I can't show it, TJ's going to show it, James is going to show it, Martin's going to show it. And we've got our admin departments that take care of everybody. We've got our ISA departments that call and check on everybody. So you are going to be taken care of. We will probably get on your nerves. Okay.
You definitely won't slip through the cracks, huh?
No.
it's a good problem to have with this kind of purchase.
I go into the ISA room, and I see Savannah. She's got white blonde hair, and she's just typing away, calling blonde hair flying everywhere. Trust me, she's going to call you.
That's what she looks like when she's doing it, too. Her hands flail up in the air real wild like that.
Hair is just flying everywhere.
Types 300 words a minute.
All right, so once we set those appointments, anything to add there, James? How do we get this done? Once we find the time, once we set it up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do some homework, man. I'm going to do the homework on the house for you. I'm going to figure out, if they call me, I'm going to go and look at the house and say, well, does it fit this checkbox, this checkbox of what they're looking for? And then I'm going to do some research on it. And that way, when I get there, I know everything about the house that I possibly can. I'm going to take some information so I can share it with them.
Yeah.
You know, how much are the taxes? That's a question people want to know. It's going to go into their payment. You know, what school district is it? That's a big deal for a lot of people that may want to, if they have kids.
Yep.
So I'm not just going to go in blind and say, oh, well, here's the house. Let's open the door and look at it. You know,
a lot of
gonna
agents
go
do
like
that. And I think the word there is preparation.
Yes.
We need to be prepared, and we need to be very well vexed on everything about that home, so you know exactly what you're getting into.
Yep.
So it won't be
expert.
It won't be your first time seeing the house by the time you show them the house. You will already know the house intimately enough to say, all right, this is what's going on with this particular house. I have a question about that. At this point in time, appraisals are not done, correct?
Yep.
Like at this point of the time in the process. So is this the time where as an agent for the buyer, as a buyer's agent, or as the buyer themselves, is this the point where you say, hey, well, what about this? Is this okay? And at that point, that's where you then later on send it over to the appraisal? Or is that something later? Is that something you discuss now when you're first seeing the house?
That's a loaded question.
Yeah, that's a lot.
There's
a lot to that.
There's a lot to
I
it.
apologize.
okay.
That was like a nine chapter question.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's talk about that. You know, a lot of these situations, our hands are kind of tied at first because of the way the market is. Our hands are kind of tied in. Let's just say, you know, houses are selling just at outrageous prices right now. So if you wanted to sell your house, right now is the time to do it because you're going to get more money.
Heck
well,
yeah.
on the flip side, the buyers are paying more, but their interest rate's a lot lower than it was. So our hands are tied because, man, if it's listed at 200 and we think it's really worth 150, but there's 19 offers on it, we got to do something to win the offer.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You're also a product of the environment that you're working in, and if the environment is that things are going above price, that's not on you guys. That's just what the environment is that you guys are working in.
Yep. In a couple weeks, stay tuned. We're going to do an episode just on appraisals.
Okay. All right. Sorry, I jumped the gun, guys. I jumped the gun.
But in repairs and appraisals and how that whole system works.
Once you've decided that this is the house for you.
Yep.
Okay. I got you.
Yeah, we'll really dive deep into that.
Yeah.
And do that.
So
what did you want to say about that?
Yeah. So as we're showing, let's just go back to the showing. Okay. We want to make sure that we have a couple things that we are always asked. One being age of HVAC unit.
HVAC units.
That's a biggie.
Huge.
Yep.
Okay. Water heater, if it's there, and age of roof.
Yep.
Okay. So when I look at disclosures, I go ahead. I want to make sure I have that information. If I don't, I did a little bit of homework and I had to go read the serial number to get the year off of the HVAC unit. I don't know if a lot of people do that.
Let's back up for a second, Mr. Norris.
Trying to be the expert, you know.
What's a disclosure?
Disclosure is basically where the seller gives us an idea, if they know, okay, the year of a replacement. Also, the age. That's the same thing. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, lost me.
Blacked out for a second.
The age of the roof, the replacement time of the roof.
The age of TJ's brain. Do you drink coffee?
No,
I don't think you drink coffee.
No, I don't.
I gotta have some coffee. You know, that's the thing.
Well, okay, but
It's going to tell you the age of the
There it
HVAC.
is.
I'm going to save you here. There's a list. Basically, the first page tells you almost everything you want to know. How old's the roof? How old's the air conditioning? How old's the heat pump? What kind of service is it? Is it gas furnace? Is it a electric heat pump? It tells you all that information. And you can print that out and take it with you on a show and give it to your client. That way, if they want to go home and think about it, they can keep that information in
Well,
front
I
of
would
them.
even go a step further before we even go see the house. I had a showing yesterday with a couple, and I looked at the disclosures. I sent them over already. I said, guys, I want to go over this with you because when it rains really hard, there's water that comes into the basement. Do we really want to mess with water problems at that stage? Well, no, because then we want to try to foresee every problem we can before we can go to a house. So if a client's interested, I'm sitting down on my computer, I'm doing all the homework on GIS. I'm looking on MLS. I'm looking at everywhere I can trying to find every problem with the house. Because here's the deal. As a buyer agent, it doesn't matter to me what house you buy. You've got to be happy with that house. Because at the end of the day, it's not me living there. It's you living there. So I don't care what house you buy as long as you're happy. And then, you know, if you rush somebody into something, you don't explain disclosures fully up front, then, they're mad at you because you feel like that agent pressured you into buying, and I don't want anybody mad at me, right, guys?
That's true.
So,
Nobody.
But, she didn't want to go over there. I didn't want to waste her time, and I knew it'd waste her time. She had to get off work early. I said, there's water in the basement. Do you want to go over there? No. Because she didn't want to deal with any water problems. And, just up front, looking at those disclosures, checking them out, and sending them over, going over with them before we get to the house.
Exactly.
And I think that's a learning curve of agents that's been doing it a while. When I first started, I would go and show everything.
Mm-hmm. Lots of us did.
Just wanted to get in front of my folks, show them that I'm working for them, that kind of deal. And now it's getting to a point where I've become more knowledgeable. I've become an expert. I understand if I look at a disclosure or if I look at a photo and I'm like,
this just isn't going to work.
Red flag. You just go ahead and let them know. Because one, at that point, people love honesty, I think. You know, and I had a lady yesterday. I went to a lake house. I called and said, look, this thing is not worth what they have it on the market for. And I know the lake pretty well. Yeah. And she said, well, hey, I appreciate your honesty. They would have had to drive up from Georgia, just to see one house. So I've got a lot on me to make sure that I tell those folks exactly what they need to hear. Not what they want to hear, but what they need to hear.
Well, and honesty is worth a lot. I like to go back to the old Blockbuster days. If you picked out a movie and you asked the guy at the counter, hey, man, is this good? And he said no, and you were like, I don't care, I'm watching it anyway. And then you watched it, and you were like, oh, this is crap. That dude was right. And you go back, and, so even if you do show one house that they're like, we just really want to see it, and then it ends up not being at all what they wanted, well, now they understand and they trust you a little more to go, all right, I'll listen to you when you say this.
And having an agent to help you out along the way here also helps you from making bad decisions. My godfather always told me, if you get in a hurry, Mitch, you'll end up in a mess. And what's happening during this market is people are wanting to just go look at homes that doesn't really fit their criteria, doesn't really work for them. And some agents will take you out there and try to sell you on that, and they'll write up an offer where, we'll ask you, well, guys, do you really want to forfeit that fourth bedroom you need? Do you really want to forfeit that sunroom, the acreage? And they get to a point where they settle. And when you settle on the biggest purchase of your life,
not good.
Not good, because then you're going to have buyer's remorse, and we don't want that. And we just want to make sure you get what you want. Now, if you change your mind and want to change up, great, but we want to make sure we get you in the home that you want. Yeah. Not to settle.
Yeah, and just real quick, one question that I always ask my folks whenever they say, you know what, I really like it. Does it feel like the one? Like, I ask that question before we leave the property. I don't do driveway deals.
Don't do driveway deals.
I want them to think about it. I'll give them a call and follow up if it's looking like we're probably going to start a negotiation and talk about money. Yeah. So does it feel like the one? I think that's very vital to any.
What's a driveway deal? Explain that.
Yeah, I can't believe y'all don't know what this is.
I do plenty of driveway deals.
I mean, for the people watching, they may not understand what you mean by a driveway deal.
So when we're done seeing the home and we walk outside and they really like the property,
and they say, TJ, I want it now. What does it take to get it?
What does it take to get it? I'm going to tell them what it takes to get it. Okay? But I also tell them, look, guys, I don't do driveway deals. I want you guys to go and talk. We can take 15, 20 minutes to step away from this. Yeah. Is this the one? Y'all talk about that, and I'm going to call you in 15 minutes. Okay? So I know where we stand. They're going to get in the car, and they're going to decide. Now, I might have lost a few deals that I probably could have got under. But if they take that 15 minutes and they decide this isn't the one for them, guess what?
They don't have buyer's remorse anymore.
There you go.
Yep.
And they will recommend you guys because you've honestly had their best interest at heart. You didn't say, oh, you want it? Come on, let's sign some paperwork. You said, all right, let's make sure you can imagine yourself walking in this front door, that this is the garage you want to pull into, that's the kitchen you want to cook in.
Yeah. Old sales tactics tell me that that's a terrible salesman. But at the end of the day, it's my way of doing things.
It's not, though. It's being more concerned with your clients' needs, what they want, other than doing a sale. Now, if we're selling, if you're selling toilet seats, that's one thing. A $12 toilet seat. Hey guys, this thing's cushy. You will not regret sitting on this throne every day. Okay, but we're talking about life-changing decisions here. A toilet seat's $12. I can go buy, a new toilet seat every month if I wanted to.
Right.
Think about how you'll feel sitting on that throne.
But a $300,000 impulse buy is a lot different.
Yeah, and we want to make sure, and as salespeople, as real estate agents, we want to make sure that we've got our clients' interest at heart. Because at the end of the day, guys, I've said this since day one, we don't sell homes.
Yep.
we're in the people business.
That's right.
We're not in the home business. We're in the people business and helping people.
And James, tell me about the pressure of a buyer right now with this market.
Oh, it's crazy. I've got some clients of mine I've been working with for a couple months now, and we put a couple offers in, and it just, when we started, they said, let's offer $10,000 less than what they're asking. And I told them, I said, look, in this market, that's going to be a little tough because the house already has 10 offers on it. And then once they came around and they're saying, hey, you know what, let's do whatever it takes to get it. Well, we did that once and we got beat too. The pressure is when's the next one going to come up? When's the next one going to come up? Because inventory, we all know that's what's driving the prices. But I told them, I said, look, we're going to find the right house. Just be patient. And last week we got them under contract.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, it just takes a little time, but if you hang in there, we'll definitely find you the right property.
I think there's always pressure no matter what market it is, whether it's a buyer's market, whether it's a seller's market, because there's just that added pressure. Is this really what they want?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, as long as we're doing our homework, we use a proven straight line system with all our sales. As long as we're gathering the right information up front, we can help guide them home.
Oh, yeah.
So, cool.
It's good stuff.
Yeah. I ain't no joke, dog. I quit school because of recess.
I quit school.
They want me to play. I don't do that.
Yeah, they want me to play. The only thing I play is Westerns.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I know a guy in Trinity. He owns this plumbing business, Dan Heat Plumbing. And he's a professional boxer. And we were down at the state capitol doing something one day. We went through, got some food out of a cafeteria line. And, he's 6'6", I'm 6'6", and the lady looks at us. She asked Eddie, she says, Did y'all play basketball? He said, look here, ma'am, I don't play nothing. I fight. I'm a fighter.
I don't play.
I don't play. No, I don't play nothing. I fight. And I was like, what? Calm down.
She's 5'1", 120 pounds, and she's trying to give you soup. Just chill out.
With a hairnet.
Oh, my
I mean,
gosh.
come on, bro.
I know.
So
You
we'll
get
go-
a lady in an apron?
Yeah. So, man, I fight. But anyway, hey, great episode today, guys.
Yeah, I think so too.
What's our next episode going to be?
And I think I kind of got to the driveway deal aspect, so I think, talking about an offer.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what
Negotiations.
goes into an offer.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing I took away from this, partially just because I got engaged, but it's that you didn't marry the first girl you dated. So you shouldn't necessarily grab the first house that you think you like. You should look at some stuff. You should trust your agent in order to find you homes that are going to meet your criteria instead of settling for something that does not.
You get in a hurry, you end up in a mess.
Yep.
I like it.
I do
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Thank God I didn't marry the first girl I dated.
I think that's a great note to end it on right there.
Gosh.
That's hilarious.
Although they were great girls. I mean, great girls. So,
Mitch just lost a sale.
yeah. A couple of them.
All right, guys. So next week on TMG Guide to Home Ownership Part 5, we are going to be talking about negotiations, the offer process, okay, and what goes into that. There's a lot of moving pieces there.
Oh, yeah.
Wrapped up in one now. I think James has one. Mitch probably always has one that's going
One
down.
what?
So an offer.
Oh, yeah. I was lost. Sorry.
Sorry, spring market, baby. We're shaking a move.
Spring market, baby.
Yeah, and we also have a special guest next week.
Yeah,
Awesome.
special guest. We've got a great young agent. I think he did $9 million his first year in volume.
Wow.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
On his own. Spencer Harrell from Kernersville. Daniel Lawson Realty. We're going to have him in here.
And he's a young guy, too, isn't he?
Young guy.
I mean, it's not like he's had 20 years of work experience. He decided to go into real estate. He's
Yeah.
a young dude.
Yeah.
He's young like you.
I like it.
No, he makes Johnson look like a grandpa.
Wow. Well, here I am,
Like
Benjamin
24,
Button.
25?
Yeah, he's got to be. Yeah, he's 22, 23, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Knocking it out.
Yeah, we're knocking it out of the park. But, just I want to have him on, talk about some things, too, just how you can be successful and be young, too. A lot of times when I first started out in real estate and I had young guys also, we run into that problem. How are we going to get these 40-year-olds to trust us?
Yeah.
Well, he's proven he can do it, becoming an expert, doing it at a high level. So I'd
Wow.
like to hear what he's got to say.
Yeah, me too.
Cool.
Look forward to it.
Awesome.
So is that it?
All hearts cleared?
Let's we're gonna get a game back next week, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're gonna get our special guest in on some trivia.
Okay. Are we gonna do Jams with James or are we gonna do
Oh, you want
Whatever
to
you want to pick.
I think Jams with James is the key, but he's got to bring that K-Fob. He can't be coming up here with Sugarland sounding like Unbot.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do jams with James.
What's it?
next week.
K-Fab, K-Fob? What do you call it?
Capo, I believe.
Capo. Yes.
K-Po. What's
Yeah.
K-Fob?
I have no
Nobody
idea.
knows what that is.
Happens like that sometimes.
I'm pretty sure that's how they measure mountains. K2, K3, K4,
K-Fob.
K5.
K-Fob.
Oh,
K-F-O-B.
Problem is, we don't even know what you're saying.
I think you're trying to say key fob. For like a
K-Fob.
car.
That's it. Totally my bad. Boy, this thing's went to a dumpster fire.
We'll see you next week.
Hopefully somebody tunes us in next week. Hey, thanks Coach Jacobs and the Eatery.
Oh, yeah. And thanks, Johnson Code Photography. Appreciate you.
Yeah, if you haven't come down here to the eatery on Main Street in Lexington, make sure you check it out. You won't be disappointed. It's delicious. You'll be back again. We guarantee it.
First lunch on James.
Oh, ow.
And on that note, we're out before he has time to
See ya.
contest it.
Peace.
See ya.